We really appreciate you spending an evening with us, and hopefully you will be getting a lot of insights into the different opportunities that Teach First training program offers you, apart from obviously qualifying in teaching as well. My name is Maya, and I am an experienced hires recruiter here at Teach First. Before we get into tonight's session, I wanted to quickly make some introductions of speakers and the supporting members as well this evening. So alongside myself, you will also hear from my colleague Lara, who is an early talent officer, and will talk to you about our coaching program in more details. Additionally, we have my colleagues Sophia and Izzy, who will be supporting us tonight with monitoring the chat in case of any queries. So tonight's session will focus on sharing information and will be a little bit different to our previous cultivation series events. Will be a little bit shorter as there will be no Q&A session at the end. So please leave your questions in about the summer project or the coaching program in the chat. Myself and my colleagues will try to answer them as we go. If you want find the answer to your question, we will recommend getting in touch with your development lead closer to the start of the dates outlined in the sessions. So just for a quick overview of the sessions we've run this month as a part of this series. The purpose of these events was to help trainees starting the training program this September to prepare for the Summer Institute. This should complement your Summer Institute prep course and provide an introduction. So you will get much more detail and support throughout Summer Institute and the program. Sessions, all sessions have been recorded. So the first three you can see on the screen will be in the upcoming trainee bulletin and will be emailed to you and will be emailed to those who have registered for them. And if you haven't registered and are interested in watching them back, you can ask your recruiter for a copy of the recording. Alongside of being included in the trainee bulletin. And then last three sessions, including today's, will be processed soon and will be with our marketing team as soon as possible so that they can be included in the next possible trainee bulletin as well. So let's start then, and maybe it would be worth to recap why we are all here. So what is Teach First? I'm sure everybody is aware at this point why we are here. But Teach First is a charity that believes education is the most powerful tool to help child fulfill their potential. And we are a community of leaders working within the classroom and beyond to help children facing the biggest barriers the chance to fulfill their potential. So since 2003, we've been improving the life chances, choices for children living in poverty, and we're continuously working towards powering children potential. Now, as the September training program cohort will be starting soon, you will be joining that community to drive the real change as well. So I am sure all of us know this by now. So let's get into the topic of some great possibilities being a Teach First trainee can give you. And those are, one of those are summer projects, for example. So what are they? Summer projects have been running since the start Teach First started, and they are a key reason why applicants join the Teach First program, as the Avid offers something unique to broaden your experience as a teacher. Essentially, they provide an opportunity for Teach First trainees and ambassadors to develop their skills to take back to the classroom or beyond the classroom as well. So we also find that they open up new networks to support teachers, the pupils, and in some cases, even the schools. We source the opportunities at the start of the year and then publish them to our community in spring when applications open. So it is likely you will hear from your development leads more about them, and you will start seeing some information on your trainee portal closer to spring as well. Summer projects then take place in the summer between your year 1 and year 2 of training program in the summer holidays and last between 1 to 3 weeks. Most are paid or at very least cover the travel or other expenses as well. And we see a wide variety of organizations taking part in this program, from policy to third sector to corporate as well. And that is more to come on the following slides. Why get involved with summer projects? So there are many different reasons why providers or also trainees such as yourself would benefit from taking part in such projects. For example, so for the organizations taking part in the program, this is the best way to connect with teachers. They can gain expertise and skills from the world of education. CSR strategy, for example, community disadvantage and curriculum insights, that is all that helps all of the organizations we work with. They can, for example, also gain extra capacity on a project that they are working on. They can also gain fresh perspectives on a wide range of projects. Ambassadors particularly bring many skills from different career backgrounds, as do some trainees as well. The organizations taking part can also fundamentally support the development of teachers to take skills back to the classroom or other pathways as well. And last but not least, it gives the scope to make an impact at school level. And for yourself, our trainees and ambassadors, summer projects provide a connection within the world outside of the education sector, or maybe inside but outside of the classroom. And building these connections allows teachers to have access to new opportunities to their development. So following on that, taking part in a summer project can provide personal development, professional development by exposing interns to new experiences so they can build new skills, which they can then take back to the classroom or outside of their classroom in their future quick career paths. Interns have also previously provided feedback that they have developed leadership, communication, research, and project management skills, which have helped them to organize their work-life balance or speak to the parents or other teachers within their schools to progress into middle or senior leadership roles. Finally, taking part in the summer project can help you build networks to support you, your school, and your pupils as well. More on that from the examples in just a second. So we wanted to show you some direct feedback we've received from our trainees who've completed that summer projects. The first one you can see on this slide is from a trainee that interned at BCG, which is a strategic management consulting company. They've gained skills such as problem solving, effectiveness, and communication, which are invaluable to teachers. The second one you can see on this slide is from a trainee that interned at IG, which is a trading company. In that case, the trainee highlighted the value of networking with people working in different sectors, but working towards the same goal of ending educational inequality. Here's another example from our trainee testimonials. The first one on the left-hand side, talking about the trainee who completed their summer project with Accenture as a consulting summer analyst. They were exposed to different industry and developed valuable transferable skills such as public speaking and communication as well. You will find that being a very common theme in all of those testimonials. The second testimonial on the right-hand side seconds that as well and highlights that gaining experience working in a client-facing role helped them to communicate confidently with parents, students, and other school staff as well. So as you can see, it very much enriched their experience as a teacher themselves. Here's a little bit more detailed story from our ambassador from the 2017 cohort. Ellie, who recently actually joined us for a webinar to share her experiences on the program and completing the summer project as well. So Ellie joined us in 2017 cohort as a science trainee and was placed in the southeast south coast region of England. If I remember correctly, that was around Isle of Portland as well. So she joined as a recent graduate after a gap year and considering different employment opportunities. Initially, after her first year, she didn't really know much about the project. She's heard a little bit and knew that some of the trainees had a clear idea of who they wanted to work with their summer projects. There were lots of projects available that she could apply for, but then she decided to narrow it down to STEM only projects since she was a science trainee and really wanted to the summer project to enrich her experience. And she ended up applying for two projects, and she got a summer project with EDF Energy in Somerset, working on their nuclear power plant. So process was quite straightforward. There was an application and then a telephone interview. The company had a very clear idea why they wanted to specifically work with the Teach First trainees and what they bring to the table. So they were really set on the quality of trainees coming from Teach First program who are coming through an intense and rigoristic program to bring that quality to the classroom and to the organizations as well. Then she spent 2 weeks working on a project to improve education offered to to teachers. Sorry. What that basically means is that they were going to the local schools of the nuclear power station to develop their workforce and future-proof the pipeline of people coming to work with EDF Energy. So by going to local schools, they were talking about opportunities, showing the students and the teachers the different opportunities this power station will build as well. They were showing different educational resources that they were working with, and they were also specifically targeting schools that they were in areas of socio-demographic deprivation to offer opportunities to those who wouldn't have gotten those opportunities otherwise. Similarly to Teach First, as you may know. So Ellie's role in that project was to advise from a teacher's point of view what approaches would work in that strategy and to contribute ideas. But additionally, as a benefit, she was also connected with all of the other different departments from the organization to understand a wider impact of the organization on sustainable energy field. This experience was very valuable to Ellie, and she was more than happy to share it with the students in the classroom after she returned after summer holiday to the classroom. And that was to broaden the understanding of her pupils on the nuclear power facilities and different career opportunities. So I thought a great close to this story would show where Ellie's experiences brought her today. And currently in 2024, she is a head of chemistry department in school in York. So as you can see, she after completing the training program, she is still focusing on building her career in teaching as well, and all of those experiences really enriched her her experiences as a teacher in the classroom. So on this slide, you can have an outlook at the different summer projects providers we have been partnering up with. And you can see here organizations such as Deloitte, Bloomberg, Department for Education, and others as well. And this is to give you an examples and then give you an idea of what types of organizations you could be working with on your summer projects. So if you are interested in applying for the summer project during your training program, we will be sourcing opportunities from providers throughout January and February 2025, and we'll be advertising the opportunities on your trainee portal from around April. So dates may change a little bit, but you should start seeing some movements on the portal from around springtime, and your development leads should also be mentioning that closer to the time. So you will be able to apply through our portal directly to the provider. Mostly the recruitment process involves sending a cover letter, CV, although in some cases there's application mainly on the corporate opportunities as well. We tend to start sharing information about the summer project, as I mentioned, around January, February, just to keep your attention updated to other upcoming information. But essentially what I want to say is that don't worry about it now, but keep this opportunity at the back of your mind for the spring time. For now, focus on developing as a teacher in your first term, and in the new year, we will send out the communication to bring it back to your attention. As I mentioned, process in the nutshell is to make an application. Once the window for the application closes, the providers for the summer projects will review the applications and then shortlist those applications, after which they will arrange interviews and then they will conduct them themselves. An offer will tend to be sent out around beginning of June. And now it's time to share a little bit more about the coaching program. So I will hand over to my colleague, Lara.
Hi everyone, my name is Laura and I'll be talking you through the coaching program, which is another great opportunity which you can get involved with as a Teach First trainee or ambassador. So what is the coaching program? Essentially, it's a 12-month relationship between you and a corporate coach. So we match you to a coach from our supporter network, and they are there to support you in reaching your personal and professional goals. This relationship normally takes place from spring to spring, and all teachers who sign up are expected to complete an online training module, which is really short, only 45 minutes before being matched to your coach. And of course, you get support from Teach First throughout. So to give you a little bit more detail, the coaching program provides vital support to our community of teachers and school leaders. It allows time and space away from the classroom to consider challenges and solutions. So having that external coach who doesn't work in a school setting is really beneficial, as you can learn from their experience and they can bring their insight and outside perspective to support you. It also provides a confidential, safe space to work through any areas of concern that you might have. So this can range from anything like daily organization, prioritization issues, managing your workload, or even how to influence other people in your environment. These are all things that your coach can support you with. And it helps empower teachers to act towards achieving their goals. So having that coach to support you is able to empower you to reach those goals, and they can also act as an accountability partner for you as well, to make sure that you're really dedicating that time to focus on you and focus on your goals, which you might not otherwise do without them. So a little bit more about our coaches and who they are. So they are volunteers from our supporter network, and supporters include Deloitte, DHL, IG, and Barclays, just to name a few. And these coaches have over 3 years of experience working in a professional environment. They also have the capacity to take on a coachee and support your professional and personal growth through one-to-one sessions. So they do have the time to dedicate towards supporting you in reaching your goals. And lastly, they have a commitment to the Teach First vision, which we all have, which is that we want every child to be able to fulfill their potential. So one of the real strengths of the coaching program is that you're able to decide the focus of your coaching sessions. It's very tailored and personalized to make sure that you're really getting the most out of it. On this slide, we've got a couple of stats from our latest evaluation of the program. I'm not going to read them all out to you, but I just want to highlight a couple of the benefits of the coaching program. So you can see that 97% of coachees said that their coach helped their personal and professional development. And 90% of coachees said that having a coach helped build their confidence. So you can see that there are lots of benefits from the program and people have really gotten a lot out of it. To add to this, we've got a few pieces of feedback from coaches and coachees. Again, I'll give you a moment just to read them, and I want to highlight a couple of points. So one of the main points that I wanted to highlight from one of the quotes from our trainees is that having an external corporate coach has helped the trainee really see the bigger picture in terms of their professional development and think outside of the classroom as well, which is really beneficial. And another point I wanted to mention is that another trainee said that the program really improved their confidence, and that links back to the stat that I showed previously. But yeah, I'll just give you a moment if you want to read those. So if you're interested, as with summer projects, information will be shared via the trainee bulletins from about January to February time, and you'll be able to sign up for the program in March and April. If you're accepted, then you'll access that short module on Brightspace, and then we will match you to a coach. Just a note that the timelines are currently being reviewed, so it might be a little bit earlier in terms of when you will apply to the program, but we will keep you updated before the winter break and make sure that you are fully aware of any timelines and key dates to apply for the program. And now that leads us to the end of this session. I really hope that you found it useful and informative, and we're really looking forward to receiving your applications for both the coaching program and also summer project. If you've got any questions that haven't been answered in the chat already, it's best to get in touch with your development lead, who'll be able to share a bit more information about these opportunities. And once again, the session has been recorded and it will be available for you to watch back in the next trainee bulletin. But thank you so much for listening and spending the evening with us. We really appreciate all your interest in boosting your professional development outside of the program as well. And we really hope that you all have a lovely evening. Thank you.